In the enchanted land of Winzyland, a kingdom surrounded by rolling hills, shimmering lakes, and vast mystical forests, there lived a princess named Elizabeth. She was known across the land not just for her beauty, but for her kindness and an unquenchable thirst for adventure. From a young age, Princess Elizabeth was fascinated by the natural world. She would explore the royal gardens, climb the highest branches of the castle's ancient oak trees, and often wander deep into the forest surrounding the castle, seeking hidden wonders. One day, while exploring a particularly dense section of the forest she had never ventured into before, Elizabeth found herself drawn to a winding path she had never seen. The trees, taller and more mystical than any she had encountered, whispered softly in the wind, and the air smelled like wildflowers. The path seemed to beckon her forward, and Elizabeth, filled with curiosity, decided to follow. As she walked deeper into the heart of the forest, she stumbled upon a small glade. In its center stood an ancient oak tree, its branches twisting high into the sky like the fingers of a giant. Beneath the tree was a soft golden light that illuminated the ground, revealing a pile of iridescent feathers, each one shimmering with colors she had never seen before. "Where did these come from?" Elizabeth murmured to herself, crouching to examine them more closely. Before she could touch the feathers, a soft voice echoed through the air. It was melodious, gentle, and seemed to come from all directions. "They are not ordinary feathers, Princess." Startled, Elizabeth spun around, her heart racing. Before her stood an ethereal woman, tall, with robes that seemed to shimmer with the light of the stars themselves. Her long silver hair flowed like a river of moonlight, and her eyes glowed with a soft, otherworldly light. "Who are you?" Elizabeth asked, though she did not feel fear, only wonder. "I am Lyra, the guardian of the forest," the woman replied, her voice like the wind. "And these are the feathers of the Aeryn, magical creatures of old, whose very essence has been captured in these feathers." Elizabeth's eyes widened. "The Aeryn? What are they? And why are there feathers here?" Lyra smiled, her expression filled with a touch of sadness. The Aeryn were beings of the wind, with the power to command the skies and the elements. They lived in harmony with nature, but as Winzyland grew, as the people of the kingdom became more focused on their desires and their lands, the Aeryn vanished. Their magic lives on in these feathers, though. Elizabeth's heart ached for the lost creatures. "Can the feathers still do something? Can I use them?" Lyra nodded, her face serious. "Each feather holds a piece of the Aeryn's magic, but it is not something to be taken lightly. The one who holds the feather must prove their worth by understanding the true balance of the world. If you are pure of heart and use the magic selflessly, the feather will grant you great power. But beware, if your intentions are not true, the magic will turn against you." Elizabeth's heart stirred with determination. "I want to use the magic to protect the kingdom, to help the people of Winzyland and the forest." Lyra studied her for a moment before nodding slowly. "Then take a feather, Princess, and let the magic choose you. But remember, true power comes not from control, but from harmony with the world around you." Without hesitation, Elizabeth reached out and picked up a single feather, one that shimmered like the dawn. The moment her fingers touched the feather, a rush of warmth flooded her, and a bright light enveloped her. For a moment, she felt as if the very air and earth were alive around her, whispering in a language she could not understand. When the light faded, she stood in the glade, her heart beating wildly with the energy of the feather. Lyra's voice echoed in her mind. "The power is now within you, Princess. Use it wisely." To be continued in Part 2.